Hello, everyone, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend. All right, y'all, TLC all the way today. And first on the docket, we have Paradise, season 3, Baby One More Time. I will spare you the Britney remix, but yeah. I came to a little realization during this show regarding one of the pairs, a couple. No, these aren't couples. One of the pairs that is being forced upon us. I'm not gonna lie; these are not couples. These are not whatever. I came to a startling realization. I'm just gonna put a pin in it until we get to that couple. What do you think? We're on the third episode. You know I love Love in Paradise as long as it's not in Barbados.
Okay.
What did you
think? I'm trying to think okay, so in this episode we see Juan and Jessica, what's his name? Scott and Lydia, and we meet what's her name? April and Valentine.
Valentine, yeah.
Here's the thing with this. Mm-hmm. I really want to get into them. I really, really do. Oh, and we got what's her name? Brooke and Everton, right? We got Brooke and Everton in this episode too. Did we get to them?
Jordan
and Everton. Jordan,
right.
That's what it is.
Right. Okay. Who you want to get into though? Sorry.
No, I'm saying I want to be invested in these couples, but as I watch the show, I'm less and less invested. And okay, let's start. Let's jump in with what's her face, Taylor and Juan. Let's start with them. Okay.
Wait. Who? You mean Jessica and Juan? You beginning to sound like me. You beginning to sound like me, confused and bewildered. You are the smart one in this show.
This tells you I don't care because I'm mixing the names all across the board. I don't care. Okay, Jessica and Juan. Here's the problem. I'm not understanding this. I'm going to need the ladies to explain this to me. How are these women keep going on these cruises and getting knocked up? I'm not understanding. Jessica, like she's like, I've been holding back this big surprise, and I wanted to tell Juan in person and be all together. I'm like, why are you sounding happy? Ma'am, you are 2 kids in and a marriage and a divorce in life. You've already got this. But you're excited about being knocked up by the cruise bartender. I'm not getting it. And you can live your life however you want to. I really don't care. But when you put this on TV, international TV, you leave it open for us to like give commentary and our opinions. And I'm just not understanding how on these shows these women keep putting themselves in this position. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, and I want to know if Debbie, could that be you?
No, because my ovaries are full of dust. But I'm gonna correct you. She said she did not get pregnant on the cruise ship. She got pregnant 2 months ago in Colombia. So it is a very earth-derived fetus. But I am with you on this. I think it's very irresponsible. You don't know this man. You are not in constant like. There are women who live with men for decades and don't know who they are. You met this man a couple of times on a cruise. You hung out with him a couple of times on vacation in Colombia. You living a fantasy in a rental home in Colombia, trying to gauge whether this man could be your next baby daddy and father figure to your children. you keeping secrets about your current pregnancy. Like, you doing all the wrong things, Jessica. Like, instead of you like doubling and tripling up on birth control, like, you just let it all fly and hang loose, and I just don't understand the thought process on this. And then another thing, she's like, "Oh, I know he makes a lot of money on the cruise ship." When? What? Wait, what server or bartender makes a lot of money on the cruise ship? Because the reason why they got all of those foreigners, sorry to say it, but non-Americans working on the cruise ship is because they pay them next to nothing. And of course, even the pittance that they get for their salaries, um, that's a lot when they go back to a country like Colombia. Now, someone like Juan, who be working them green eyes and smiling real cute and being every female passenger's wet fantasy that she wish she remembered to bring her vibrator on the trip once she see him. Of course he's getting big tips, but a tip isn't a guaranteed wage, my friend. And when he comes to live in your podunk, shit-filled, fly-infested town and wherever it is you from, where is he going to be batting his pretty green eyes, trying to get them tits to support all of your children? Because they're going to be wind up being your children once he leaves you. I'm just saying.
And that's
But
the
that's
whole thing with
just my
her.
rant.
I'm like, well, ma'am, like what he makes may be good for Colombia, but how's that going to
Uh-huh.
translate to United States? And when she was telling him, like it was hilarious. She was telling him about her town, and he said, like, I know I'm going to make some sacrifices moving to the U.S., but he wasn't thrilled about the cows, the poo, and the flies.
But
He
why
wasn't.
are they selling their town like that? That is irresponsible. Whether I lived in the bottom of a sewer or not, I'm going to say, but you know what? This is the best bottom of the sewer I have ever been in. You will love it. I will make it nice. I mean, I would never say anything like that about Barbados or where I live right now because this is where I fucking live. I'm not moving. I don't get it. All right.
I have a question.
I
What if
obviously was raised differently.
Okay, tinfoil hat, everybody.
Oh,
What if she's
Lord.
just doing that because she's trying to get him to ask her to move to Colombia?
She can't move to Colombia because her baby daddies ain't gonna let her kids go. She's dumb. She's following the producers. And if I was
Well,
the board of tourism for her shit infested town, I'd be knocking on her door and say, "You need to go. Or we sending 10 million more flies over to your house."
oh, oh my gosh. It's just for me, it's the pregnancy alone and being to be that irresponsible. It's just like, because
Oh,
here's the thing. Okay, she's pregnant, right? That means
uh-huh.
you gonna have three children, right?
Uh-huh.
You don't live with the baby daddy now, of obviously, but
Uh-huh.
one works on the cruise ship. So what do you expect him to do? Like, because what's going to happen is, in my opinion, like you're going to have the third child, and then you're going to complain about him being gone all the time.
I
Like,
bet you she expects him to quit the cruise ship and go
oh,
work at the local bar or something like that.
oh, that's unfortunate.
I know, because the tips ain't gonna be tipping.
Mm-mm.
Or worse yet, who was the one who wanted to bring over the man to serve as babysitter? Who was that a few seasons back? I mean, and the thing is, before you go and get pregnant, before you accept an engagement ring and a proposal of marriage, shouldn't you have figured out if this man even like your kids or wants to be a father figure, considering how he picked your dumb ass up cruising on the cruise ship?
But
Did
here's the
you really
thing.
think you were the only one? I don't know. How old is she?
She's like
Is
what,
she young
20?
and stupid?
She's like in her 20s.
Hold on. You know what? I took all the time to put these people up. Okay, so she is 28. I think that says 28. I don't know. No, 29. I can't even read that. My God. Yeah, 29. The two of them is 29. They are old enough. She got one marriage and two children out the uterus and one inserted right now. She old enough. She got more life experience than me.
Oh, exactly. Same here.
I'm just like, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that she's doing this for the few little coins, and I mean coins, that this production company is throwing her way.
Mm. Who next? Because I'm sick. I'm already sick of them.
Wait, let's talk about these baby kids, because the only thing that I agreed with, and this is speaking as a person who has never expelled anything from their uterus or vagina other than whatever comes out when you're having fun. Um, I These children, I agreed with Juan, because if I didn't eat what my mother put there, I wasn't eating. Granted, she didn't have the chicletes, or whatever it was, the slipper
Mhm.
that could go around corners. Um,
Right. Right.
but she would just leave me. Like one time she played a joke. They were eating boiled sea cat, which is octopus, right?
Oh.
So she decided, her and my stepfather decided, oh, let's, play a trick. Ha ha ha. And they put it there in a plate, slid it in front of me and said, eat up. And I was just looking at it like, I was getting ready to cry. My mother looked at me and said, what now? Eat up. And then all of a sudden they started laughing when the first tear fell. And then they gave me spaghetti and meatballs. They thought that was a joke. Where was Child Protective Services back then? Okay, but anywho, but that, like, I was like 5 or 6. I wasn't expected to eat that, but that's what they ate. It was a delicacy back in the day for them. But they thought it would be cute to make me cry. I digress. I They gave him eggs unless he had an allergy.
Right.
And why didn't Jessica give him the heads up that he don't eat eggs?
Right. That was my thing.
And then when the guy go to get him cereal, why didn't she say separate the milk and the thing? Like, you think he got a lot of money to waste on buying cereal?
That was my thing. That was my whole thing right then and there. Like he didn't rent this vacation house, yada yada yada, um, all that good stuff. But you didn't tell him what your kids eat.
I don't know. It was just, she was just, I think it was the laughing between her and Megan. I think it was the laughing, like setting him up for failure. Straighten your kids out. Like, they're away from home. They should be behaving better. Like, okay, I could get away with more at home if it was just me and my mom and my brother. But if I'm out with her in front of other people, I can't embarrass her. She's gonna
Yeah,
brass me up before she brass anyone else up.
I was always told you don't act up in front of company. I'll put it that way.
Exactly.
That's the way I was raised. Like you don't act up in front of company.
And
Just
only speak when spoken to. But when you come inside the house, always give a greeting. Kind of thing, like the basics. But I couldn't act up in front of other people. And
no.
I don't get it. I feel like she's raising these kids like they her friend and not her children. But anyway, whatever. Kudos to the older boy who tried to eat the cereal with the milk in it, even though he was eating his eggs. And he came out and tried to help Juan. Like, he's really trying to get to know Juan. Um, the other little boy seems like producers are trying to make him behave bad and telling Jessica, yeah, just go with the flow. It was their whole scenes were irritating to me. Um, and Juan saying he don't know if he's ready to be a daddy.
Mm,
Jessica, good luck to you.
right.
Good luck to you. Okay, who is next? Who is next?
Let's do Scott and Lydia, because there was to
Ugh.
me there wasn't much to them until next week, but this week, and I won't preface next week saying Debbie was right. But anyway,
Mhm.
with them two, like I really like Scott. There, he's just kind of a goofball, which is fine, whatever. And the fact that he could not get the translator to work, I felt really bad for him because he was struggling, and Lydia just looking at him like, okay.
Well, that's what happens when you get a cricket plan with your disposable phone and try to take it to the Caribbean, and they don't got a contract with a major carrier that services the Caribbean, like AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile, Verizon. You keep your cricket phone up in wherever it is that he is in Florida. Good on you with your big long lip. This is what I
Well,
realized. This is what I
mm,
realized with this couple. Lydia probably thought that being one of the lead characters of these pairs was easy. And that's why Pedro was able to do it. She
mhm.
thought this shit was easy. She's now realizing that it's not, and that you have to be entertaining. But her constantly laughing and braying like a hyped up donkey for no good fucking reason is grating on my goddamn nerves.
Well, there's just nothing there with her. Like, there's nothing. Like you said, she's not entertaining.
Mm-mm.
There's
And I
no
think
really.
she's realizing it's harder than it is, than she thought it would be.
And I feel like Scott realizes this,
Mhm.
so he's trying to ham it up to cover for her. That's what it comes across to me. That's what it really comes
See,
across.
I thought, see, because I kind of like Scott,
No, I do like Scott.
but I think he like thinks his like funny sense of humor, his jokes is like breaking the ice on a tense situation, but he's forgetting about the language barrier. And again, how much did you really talk to Lydia before this? Um, TLC, do better, because you put in a member of the production crew to dance in the club and pretend that they're a translator.
Right. That was
Um,
hilarious.
okay. The few questions that they asked each other, I thought was good, but did he have a time limit? Was he working by the hour? Um, two questions or three, and then two jokes? What? And wait, why is she asking him when was the last time he was sexually active? Didn't you ask that before he bought a ticket?
Right.
I his question to her, would you consider marriage again? I could see not asking that yet
Yes.
because
Correct.
you ain't really deep into nothing. You just bullshitting on the phone. But
Right.
when was your last sexual interaction? That's gonna be on my second or third conversation with you if we get that far. I don't know. I don't know. I would be if I make a joke in it. Well, yeah. Lydia is just Lydia. Lydia is as dull as dishwater, day old dishwater. Um, his jokes, they weren't even funny for me who understood them. He's just corny. Um, what he was shocked that they weren't staying in the same room.
That was hilarious.
And I appreciate Lydia for that. Lydia was like, he I gotta learn more. I gotta learn more. He gotta earn the cookie. Mm-mm. But he thought he was gonna come down there, hump and dump. Okay. Go ahead, Scott. Who next?
We have April and Valentine and Jordan and Everton.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do them. Let's do one person first and then the other, because you notice that's how they separated them. We saw Jordan first, and she
And
was
she was
packing
pissed.
to go. She packing to go, and by the time she got to Jamaica, where she's supposed to go and meet his family for the first time after 12 years, she got a voicemail. She ain't tell us what was in the voicemail, but she got a voicemail that can change everything. Duh, 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 duh. And
But
she came out of the arrivals terminal, and she were frosty.
oh, she was pissed. Like, and I'm looking at Everton. I'm like, dude, like, you need to acknowledge that.
Yep, let's look at Everton. Everton doesn't have a clue. Everton is already in their rental. Spent the night there in the rental early. Didn't even bother to clean it up properly before she get there. I hope you changed the sheets from who you had in the bed last night. He's excited for her to meet his mama. He gets someone to drive him to the airport so he could go and pick her up. And he has no clue what's in store for him, and neither do we. So they sucked,
Yeah, there was nothing there. This is all set up for next week.
which leads me to believe it's going to be disappointing.
Probably.
I have a feeling that this couple will cut it short. And that's where we're going to see that other couple, Matt and somebody.
Hmm.
Matt and what's his shit. Oops, sorry. I think there's another couple. I don't think that these two go to distance. I don't.
No.
But okay. So then I don't have anything else left to say about them. They were stupid.
Yeah, they were.
Um
We didn't need them this episode. To be honest.
mm-mm. Then we see who's the other one? Oh shit.
Oh,
I
April. It's
just
April.
thought I
April.
uploaded these.
Oh, April and Valentine are our last couple.
Okay, so I didn't. Here we go. Here we go. So let's just take a look at these two, because these are the two new ones if it's ever going to upload. Okay. So April's 38 and lives in Houston, Texas, and Valentine is 26 and lives in Santo Domingo, DR. So again, we're getting the corporate discount at the hotel for these two. She is a doctor with expensive taste. She is in critical care medicine at the hospital. She also has a um, I think a master's degree in healthcare administration, and she owns multiple fitness studios and just opened an electric car business in the DR. And that's how she met him while she was at the gym, because he's a fitness trainer, and he's a fitness trainer.
And she has a law degree. We can't forget she has a law degree too.
Oh, she has a law degree.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Now
Sorry, y'all. She has a
here's my
lot
problem.
going on.
Well, here's my problem with this. They're very kind of opposites, and I never
Mm-hmm.
like it when someone goes into a relationship with a clear power dynamic, because
Mm-hmm.
it's eventually going to take over the relationship. For example, April says she's dated professionals, doctors, lawyers, blah blah blah, and now she wants to try something different. Ma'am, this is
Mm-hmm.
not trying on a pair of shoes. Um, this is, I see red flags, and it's mostly with her. So she
Mm-hmm.
said when she dated these men, she felt like she wasn't the priority. I'm, in my opinion, she's very accomplished. I have a feeling that she didn't like being on equal footing with someone in her realm, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
She wanted to flip the power dynamic.
yeah, she wants to be the successful one, or
Mhm.
the highly successful one. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, yeah, I just, and she seems to have a very like, not controlling, but a very like go get type of personality. And I
She's
wonder,
driven. She's
yeah,
driven and
and
ambitious, and I like that about her.
I
But
do, but
I feel like it's isolated her though.
it has. But I'm looking at Valentine. Like, we don't know him yet, but I'm wondering, like,
Mhm.
he's a he's a fitness trainer, which is good. Like, she has like fitness businesses, so I could see them working together in business. But I'm looking at her like, what if he's not as driven as you?
He isn't.
And that's the thing that's gonna burn him out.
He isn't, because here's why I say that. Okay, so didn't he mention something about talking to like his female clients? And then when she was telling her sisters about this, because she's kept it a secret for a year. She's she's kept him a secret. Not saying that
Right,
he's a it. She's kept him a secret for a year. And she's telling the sisters, and she let slip that he asking her for money. If you so driven, you ain't asking your woman for money. She's not your
right.
mom. And he's scared about her seeing where he lives. You know, at first I was thinking, oh, he's scared because she's so germophobic or whatever, and then I
Mm-hmm.
was like, no. When he said she's used to staying at all these really nice resorts and da da
Mm-hmm.
da da, that told me, one, you think she gonna look down on you because you're poor. You called it the underworld, where you
Right.
live. And then, like, two, you've been living with her at them fancy resorts. So you've been living off of her for a whole year. So you're expecting this gravy train to continue by bringing her to see the underworld so that she could help, uplift your underworld circumstances for the rest of your family. You're bringing her there so that she could take a look and hopefully submit some donations to make improvements.
Exactly. And Ryan has some good points. Okay, first one
Mm-hmm.
is, she is a luxury car business, not electric. Um,
No, she's
April,
opening the electric car business in DR, but she has
you
she
love luxury in Houston, right?
yeah,
Okay,
I
that's
think
what it is.
so. Yeah.
April wants a man she thinks she can control because this power dynamic is bad. See, and that's
Mhm.
the, I don't like when couples enter with that kind of dynamic.
Mhm.
Nah. She says condescending things to him in previews for this show. Well, yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, like, she let me know she comes from an established family in Louisiana. When she said her dad is a retired judge, I'm like, yep, here we go. I'm like, no, 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 no. And like, she likes the finer things in life, and that's okay. I mean, I'm good with that. You've earned it. You've worked for it, but you can't enter a relationship and acknowledge the separation, the vast chasm of your power dynamic. It doesn't feel right.
I feel like she's recruiting Valentine to come and service certain aspects of her life that she feels needs servicing. And that's as nice as I could put it.
And the killing partner, he doesn't seem like to be wanting to go and come to the States like that.
Well, if
Like,
she would just fund him while he's there, then he could continue getting funds from her and God knows how many other of his clients he stays in touch with. Cause ain't it the same with they're now on 90 Day Fiancé, Danielle and Johan. Remember, he was a personal trainer too, and he kept in touch with all of his foreign ladies,
right,
clients, and weren't they funding him just like Danielle was? Like, come on, y'all. This is the same shit, just a different location in the DR.
right. I'm like, what is this the DR situation? I'm like, come on now.
Oh God. For someone who is so book smart, it feels almost like she has no common sense. Or even worse yet, she knows that she's hiring him and yet wants to make it seem like it's something else. And what's going to make me really not like her is when she starts talking down to him. That's you know, he is what he is, but you know what you get into. Just saying. Is that it? Is
That's
that
it.
all? Yep, those were the characters on the show this week. This was a quickie, y'all. This is tomfoolery. This is like so ridiculous. I don't know. When I was 29, was I making such stupid calls in my life? When I was 38, was I making such stupid calls in my life? I don't know. Maybe I ain't live. Well, Herbie, yeah. But she should know better. Like at 30, I think back when I was
Yeah.
38. Like I knew better. And I was a single woman when I was 38. I, I don't know. Maybe I'm not educated enough. I don't know. I don't get it. Anywho, this was 90 Day Fiancé, Love in Paradise, Season 3, Episode 3, Baby One More Time. There's a hot mess. Valentine. Who's the preview for next week? Valentine and
Yeah.
Carlos and who else?
I think it was Jordan and Everton again. Oh, and Scott and Lydia is gonna be like the big should be the big blow up, but what? Because Nicole,
No,
like you said, Nicole talked too much. Nicole
Nicole
talked too
is
much.
getting on my nerve. Nicole needs to stay out of that because it's none of her business who he give his money to. And just because he gives his money to somebody else doesn't mean he automatically have to give it to Lydia. Did Lydia ask for money? Stay the fuck out of his pockets, Nicole. See, this is why I don't like. I might not even be watching these segments next week because Nicole is going to get on my damn nerves. And this is the other Matthew and Anna. We ain't even met these people yet. Who these? That's why I feel like somebody gonna flame out early.
Right.
Either Everton and Jordan or Lydia and Scott gonna
Lydia and
flame
Scott.
out.
And that's the thing. Nicole talked too much. But
Watch it on the show
and Lydia, see Lydia, another one of your children fumbling the bag again. Just say,
again.
just saying.
Ciao. Anywho, y'all, join us at the top of the hour where we will be talking about You, Me, and My Ex. I watched that show twice.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that show. I'm like, huh? What? What? I mean, I think some of these couples y'all need separate couches.
Oh my God. That show had me cracking up. I know I shouldn't be laughing at these things, but they were hysterical. Hysterical. Where do they find these bobos from? I need to get, you know what? Sharp Entertainment. I'm going to go and look on their careers page to see if they have any remote positions because I need to work for this company because I'm full of bullshit and I'm sure that I'd be highly paid for it. This is ridiculous where they find these people from. Oh my God. All
And
right.
they go and they be getting mad at a different person every episode. That's the funny part. If you watch certain couples, you're like, okay, last week you was mad at this person and you was against this person, but now you agree with this person and you mad at the other person that you agreed with last week. I'm gonna need y'all to be consistent for me.
No consistency whatsoever because at least we know that these are all jokers. They've made it clear from the beginning.
True.
Am I doing cocktails with Heidi? I'm not sure. I just wait for her to hit me up. Let me see. I don't have any messages from Heidi today, so it all depends on her work schedule. I don't like to interfere with her work schedule. So just stay on the lookout, Sunway, to see if a show is scheduled. Okay, so right now I haven't heard from Heidi, so we'll see. But thank you for asking. Jamal, any final thoughts on this stupid episode?
Nah, it was, to me, it just felt like filler.
Um, it was a little bit more than filler. Oh wait, did we touch on April's like obsessive compulsive cleaning thing?
No, she said all she put all the cleaning products to the DR with her.
Okay.
She didn't even trust. She didn't even trust. She didn't even trust first class. That was hilarious.
But here's the thing though, right? She cleaning the whole entire plane with one wet wipe. Ain't you just by the time you finish cleaning the tray, that is infested with urine and feces as it is. But then you wiping it every place else. You're just spreading the germs with one wet wipe. Like honestly, you need to use
Hmm.
the whole bucket of wet wipes in order to clean your little area. Um but good on you, girl. And I love your little hat that you had on so that your hair couldn't touch the dirty seat that you just cleaned. Okay. I mean, I get it. I do take wet wipes. And what do I clean? I clean the tray. I clean the two armrests. And that's about it. And I must use like 5 or 6 wet wipes to do that.
Yeah,
Because I use 2 on the top of the tray itself. Because I've seen people change shitty baby diapers on top of those fold out trays.
that's unfortunate.
Well, I've seen projectile vomit go on them. I've seen dribble when people fall asleep. The tray table's not good. No
No,
bueno.
that's why you wipe it down. You put you a nice cover over it.
No, I think like a couple of wet wipes will do the job. We good to
Okay.
go. We good to go. All right, y'all. Join us back here at the top of the hour where we'll be talking about you, me, and my ex. I bet April won't stay in Valentine Mama house with her OCD. She's going to be down at the hotel. She he thinks
Right,
he thinks that April gonna stay there
right.
with all that rusted paling pushed up to the side and pieces of wood that they brought in from the beach to make it look bad. Yeah, but that rusted paling that she got, that galvanized that they got propped up on the side of the cement wall, that's a tetanus shot waiting to happen. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be staying there either.
Because what she's gonna do is she's gonna walk. She's gonna walk up to it and count how many diseases she can contract, and she's gonna turn right back
But
around.
here's the thing: we only saw out in the yard. Are we
Right.
gonna get an eyeful when we get inside the house? And bless Grandmama Heart asking for a grand. It was grandmama or mama who was asking for a grandson. Wow. Okay, y'all. Join us back here in a couple minutes. Top of the hour. You, me, and my ex. Bring your notes because that was a hot mess, and I giggled all the way through it. Until next time, Jamal.
Of course.
All right, y'all. Bye.